Hi, hello everyone. Good afternoon, and welcome to today discussion hosted by Warsaw Institute. The theme is going to be between East and West Europe, the potential of the Three Seas Initiative. I'm honored to present you and welcome my two guests, Jan Rafael Lubomensky, expert from the Warsaw Institute,
Hello from
and
Warsaw.
Xava Barbanas Horvat, senior researcher at the Danube Institute.
Nice to meet you.
Thank you for joining us today. Thanks for being here. My name, of course, is Giovanni Neri, and I'm honored to moderate today's debate. Um, Starting, as I said, the theme is going to be between East and West. So, what I want to ask you is, historically, we know the difference and the disparities between the eastern region of Europe and the western part. But today, the current situation, there is still this visible social economic gap between the two regions of Europe, or the situation is different now? Starting from Jan Rafael Umeski.
Thank you for this question. So I agree with you that there has been this split between Western and Eastern Europe in the past, and we are still sticking in this split. But in my opinion, latest with the Russian aggression on Ukraine in 2022, new region has been established, Central Europe. It's now a very important region, which is a new hub for all the, for example, Ukraine support. So we can look on the question with different views. If we look at the factors of social economical factors, then we can see that the gap still exists, although it is diminishing. So the differences are lower than they have been 10 years ago, and of course than they have been 30 years ago when the Europe has been split by the Iron Curtain. On the other hand, we can see differences still in perceiving the reality nowadays. Since the Russian aggression on Ukraine, we can see different mindsets regarding this Russian aggression. I would say we can see that on the West, the people are trying to stop Russia, and in this new Central Eastern Europe or Central Europe region, we can see that the people are trying to support Ukraine, and that's a big difference between stopping Russia and supporting Ukraine, which cause a lot of problems in communication between Western countries and Central European countries.
Okay, thank you. And the same question goes to you, Mr. Xaba.
I agree with Jan's assessment, and what I would add that these differences that still exist can be turned into advantages of our region. So I think we like being more pragmatic than the western half of Europe, having a highly skilled and educated population and lower labor costs and less regulated economies. I think the three Cs initiative, I mean this block of countries, could become the high growth engine of the European economy on the long run due to these factors and advantages, and especially if Ukraine succeeds in defending its territory and could join the Three Seas initiative, that would add a huge potential to it, I think, due to its raw materials, resources, energy. and such.
Okay, thank you. Of course, I agree with your opinion. And then the war in Ukraine is changing the balance, from what I understood, and I really like the opinion of Mr. Saba when he say that these parties can be used as an advantage. It's very interesting. I say to our viewers that we are pleased to ask questions either from them. So if there are any, write it in the chat and will be answered. And talking about the Three Seas initiative, we have to say the Three Seas partnership is financed by the National Institute of Freedom, Center for the Development of Civil Society. And the second question I want to give to you is about Three Seas initiative. How do we evaluate the work on the region, but more importantly, at the latest status report, we know that there are 143 projects currently under the Three Seas initiative. In your opinion, which is the project or are the project that can have the greatest impact on the region, that can support a change economically or socially? Mr. Xaba, if you can start.
I think the Three Season initiative is in many sense still in an embryonic phase of its development, but I think maybe a main pivot could be the Via Carpathia, the north-south corridor, to connect the region geographically and enhance geographical cohesion within it, as opposed to these countries just being connected to Western Europe, but less to each other. So I think I would emphasize Via Carpathia as an initiative that is, I think, pivotal, is a pivotal role.
Okay, thank you. For you, Mr. Ryan?
I will agree with Mr. Horvat that Via Carpathia, actually the first and the signature project of Three Seas initiative, is the face of the success of the Three Seas initiative, if we can speak about success. But regarding Three Seas initiative, I think the Three Seas initiative developed a lot in the last 10 years. Actually, at the beginning in 2015, it was a project. It was a project where the main engine was Poland, Croatia at the very beginning, and the Baltic states. And at the very beginning, there were these two infrastructure projects, Via Carpathia and Via Baltica, which were symbolizing the main goal of the Three Seas initiative, to connect north with south, and because all the infrastructure projects before in the Central Eastern Europe were from west to east, so it was connecting the Western Europe with Eastern Europe and Asia. So that was the beginning of the Three Seas initiative, and I can remember I'm commenting on Three Seas initiative from the very beginning, from the 2015 2016, and at the beginning. I can recall that me and one of my colleagues from Hungary, we had always problems commenting on Three Seas initiative, because until I would say 2019, nobody knew about the initiative in our country. So for our countries, it was some political declaration with almost no impact on our countries. So at the beginning, it was about infrastructure. Then the Russian aggression changed a lot, and for example, Czech Republic get more involved in the Three Seas initiative because of defense reason, of security reason, of energy project, which are important for example, for Czech Republic nowadays. So from infrastructure project, the Three Seas initiative developed to defense project in some matters. Of course, there is the Bucharest 9 and NATO, of course, and other project. But it developed as we faced a common threat from the east. And after 10 years, when the Polish president, for example, ends his term next years, it will round the 10 years of Three Seas initiative, which he co-founded. And after 10 years, we will see if, with all political changes in the founding countries, the Three Seas initiative will still have its place in the political reality. So yes, that's the answer.
Okay. Okay, thank you. And I really found interesting what you said about the infrastructure and especially about Via Carpathia, because we know that the Three Seas initiative focused on three sectors that are transportation, digitalization, and energy. And as today, 51% of the project are directly to transportation, 39% on electricity, and only 11% on digitalization. What I ask you is, in your opinion, what is the sector among these three that needs to be more implemented or needs more funding, or if there are other sectors that are not considered by the Three Seas initiative that should be? And yeah, what's your opinion, starting from Mr. Horvat?
Well, I think one aspect that could be crucial on the long run is energy security, where there is lots of work that could be done. So I mean, unexplored gas fields like the Romanian gas gas reserves under the Black Sea. Then, if Ukraine could defend its territory, then they also have massive gas reserves in the eastern part of the country. And then there is also a major gas reserve in the south of Hungary. So if all these gas reserves would be developed and provide energy security to the region and reduce its dependence on outside sources, that could be a game changer on the long run.
Okay, for you, Mr. Lugomansky?
For me, as I mentioned in the previous question, so the Three Seas initiative started as a transport initiative. We can call it with this shortcut, although it is not 100% true. But I can demonstrate it. For example, in Czech Republic, the special convoy for Three Seas initiative was Deputy Minister of Transportation, and the whole Three Seas agenda was with Minister of Transportation. So at the beginning it was about transportation, and as you mentioned, 51% of all the project, of all the 143 projects, are transportation projects. Then it changed to defense or security initiative, and not only military defense, but for most of all energy defense project. We needed to secure our energy. Czech Republic, Slovakia, Hungary, Austria, we don't have any access to the sea, and we needed to, in order to get off the Russian gas import, we needed to connect with the seas. So energy project, interconnectors between Czech Republic, Poland, Lithuania. These energy projects are currently the most important projects to do. But as we all hope, the situation in the region will stabilize and we need to think about our future. And the future is in digital sector. So we need to transform to digital infrastructure as well. We need to develop cyber security, because cyber security needs to be connected as well, more than ever. And these are all topics in which our countries are good at, and where we need to cooperate. Last sentence. We mentioned that there are 143 projects in total, but if we look which countries owns the project, we can see that only 35 of them are owned by Croatia, and are all transportation projects. 35 of them, because Croatia at the beginning was using the initiative to connect with this part of Europe, and some of them, I think 5 or 6 of them, are already completed. That shows the first stage of the Three Seas initiative as transportation initiative. On the other hand, Baltic states, I think Lithuania has 11, Latvia has 9 or 10 projects, Estonia has 6 projects, Poland has 11 projects. On the other hand, Czech Republic, Czech Republic called its 2 projects 2 or 3 years ago, and both are energy project, energy to secure gas connectivity with Poland. So these both projects are only 2, but very important for the Czech Republic to use the Three Seas initiative as energy security for our country. And in digital sector, as I mentioned, all the countries in the Three Seas initiative are very strong in digital agenda. We can see Estonia, we can see Czech Republic as well, we can see Poland, we can see Austria, Hungary, very strong in digital sector as well. So all these countries need to focus on the digital agenda, maintaining to do what is needed now, and that is energy infrastructure.
Thank you. So for your response, I can see that energy security is the main issue, but looking into the future, transportation is digitalization is a main focus. But now we have a question from the chat, actually. So I'm gonna read it to you. Black Sea is now a war target. How do you see it as a border of this initiative? So it's a question from the chat regarding the Black Sea. You want to start, Mr. Lubomansky?
Yeah, Black Sea is actually, as Mr. Horvat mentioned, some problems can be seen as opportunities. So the Black Sea, the Black Sea region will be important for Three Seas initiative if Three Seas initiative will develop as it wish to develop. Black Sea borders with Ukraine. Three Seas initiatives want to integrate Ukraine as soon as possible, and to support Ukraine to join European Union and NATO, and so Black Sea will be important for this region. There is another country Three Seas initiative is supporting, as it was in the declaration from Vilnius from April this year, which is Moldavia. I I'm not sure if Moldavia has some small connection to Three Seas. I don't think so. But Moldavia is very close to the Black Sea, which is a crossway, to the whole southeastern part of Europe, the connection to Asia, we can say. So. So far it is Three Seas initiative, but so Black Sea from the name needs to be taken very seriously in this project, but it will bring a lot of challenges as well, which can be switched to advantages.
Thank you. Same question goes to you, Mr. Horvath.
Yes, basically, I agree with Jan. If the war the war will sooner or later end, and if it ends with Ukraine securing its sovereignty, then the Black Sea can be a major resource for the Three Seas bloc, especially its gas reserves, and also a gateway to certain trade corridors to the east, like the India Middle East Europe Economic Corridor or the corridor to Central Asia's energy reserves through Georgia and Azerbaijan. So I'm optimistic about this if the war ends in a favorable way with Ukraine securing its sovereignty, then the Black Sea can be a major resource and also a major gateway for us to the east.
Thank you. Now, continuing on a different topic, I want to ask you. We talked about the different projects promoted by the initiative and the sector that are more important. But talking about the Central European Union, what is, in your opinion, the best asset of this region, and is it the region using this asset at its maximum potential, or more could be done? Starting with this time, Mr. Horvath.
Well, I think a lot more could be done. So I think we have several advantages. Like one, if that our economies are less regulated than those of Western Europe. Like thinking about like also the nuclear project in Poland, like the building of the nuclear power plants, as opposed to Germany's denuclearization uh, in their energy pie, in their energy cocktail. Also, cheaper labor costs, also a highly trained and educated population. So I think this this could make the region a high growth area on the long run. And then if we could add all the natural resources from the Black Sea region, then this could make a very good combination. And maybe even in this case, maybe even if like there are rivaling concepts about the future of the European Union, so I think even a two-tier system within the EU could be our advantage if the Three Seas initiative could form a less regulated high growth tier within the EU.
Okay, thank you. What's your opinion, Mr. Lumansky?
Yeah, I agree with Mr. Horvat, and I would say the strongest assets of these regions are people. They always have been, but their role changed in the last or after the fall of the Iron Curtain. The people of Central Eastern Europe were cheap labor. people. So it was one of our advantages, thanks to which we managed to make progress and development. Nowadays, these countries has the lowest unemployment rate. The lowest is in Czech Republic, followed by Poland, and all of these countries has one of the smallest, lowest unemployment rates in European Union. But what Mr. Horvat mentioned, now we have the best combination for all employers and for all business drivers. We have high educated people which speaks a lot of languages, have very good skills in the business fields they are in, and at the same time they still do not get the same payments as their colleagues in Western Europe. Although the gap is diminishing as well, we can still see the differences, which make the great the great advantage of this region. High skilled people which doesn't earn so much as their colleagues in Western Europe. And I would add one more. I would add one more attitude of these people of Central Eastern Europe. It's their ambitions and motivations to achieve something. We can see a stagnation in the United States and in Western countries, where the people are comfortable with their life standard, and they don't have the drive to change the world, to achieve something, to be seen, to be seen. And we can see this in countries like Poland, like Hungary, as well, and in many countries of the Three Seas region. So that's a very good driver. One problem of this is that the best brains of these countries are still emigrating to the Western countries, and I dream how our region would look like if all the great brains of Poland, of Hungary, of let's say Lithuania, Czech Republic would stay in this region and drive the business from here and in here.
Thank you for your answers. Very interesting is what you said, Mr. Lumansky, that the people are the main resource, but are the main potential for the countries, but the best brains are leaving these countries. So that's a very that's a topic that we think we should focus on. But now we have another question from the chat, actually, and I read it to you. Do you think there are digitalization standards for Eastern European countries as they have similar infrastructure and history? We can start from Mr. Horvat.
I'm not that much into digitalization, so I think I would
Okay,
pass this question. Sorry.
okay, of course.
I'm not so much into digitalization as well, but I think that's our advantage as well, because our countries developed in the last 30 years, and so we are very open to digitalization. We can see it. We can see our mindset is open to digitalization and to new technologies, to adapting them to our lives and to our daily work. If I give one simple example, in some parts of Germany, in Bavaria, it's still common that you cannot pay with a credit card. It's cash only. In a lot of shops, and on the other hand, in Poland, the last 5 years, 10 years, you can pay by credit card everywhere. If you are going, if you are on countryside and you see old woman selling apples, you can pay by her with credit cards. You can see all these new technologies, these shops without employees already in Poland, and the people are open to the new solutions, technological solutions, which of course drive the digitalization of these countries. In Poland, you have already e-identity cards, so application for your identification card. The same is in Czech Republic. People are using it. In fintech, you can see solutions which are far from the solutions you can see in Western countries. One of the reasons is that the people are willing to discover these new technologies. The other one is that our country has been rebuilt in a new world, in the world of digitalization. So we are more eager and more open to accept these new solutions, and we are rebuilding our infrastructure, and all infrastructures are rebuilt with the most state-of-art solutions, which are digital solutions these days.
Okay, thank you for your answer. And we know, like for example, countries like Estonia are leaders in the sector of digitalization. So the other countries from Europe can only follow their path. But going back to talking about Central European Union in general, if we look at the latest year's market of Central European countries, we can see a general growth. So what I'm going to ask you is, what is the potential of this region, and we can finally have a socially and economically united Europe with no difference and disparities. Starting with Mr. Horvath.
Well, I think there are major regional differences within Europe. So my gut feeling is that the outcome may be a kind of yes and no with a united Europe, like a two-tier union with an inner circle and outer circle, and maybe for the countries of the three Seas initiative, being on an outer tier would be in a way better, because they would still have access to the united European market, to the unified European market, but maybe have less regulations in their economies. So maybe I have a sense that the core will be, and to a certain degree already is, maybe too much regulated, and then maybe a less regulated outer tier would give us more flexibility for a higher growth.
Thank you for your answer, Mr. Lugomansky.
I do not believe in united Europe in social and economical sense. We can speak about politically united Europe, which is a dream of federalists to federalize more the European Union. But if we will federalize European Union, we will not achieve united Europe. All empires in the history are attracting the people from the whole empire to the center, where the cultural and business core of the empire is. We have seen it in a Roman Empire. We have seen it in empires in the whole history. So the more we will unite the Europe politically, the more we will have a disunited Europe in economical and social social matters. Europe has been established, or European Union has been established on some principles. Then with Maastricht, it developed to this united in diversity, diverse in unity motto, and only with diversity the national states competitive and can drive their own economy. Yeah, that's the answer.
Okay, thank you a lot. Thank you a lot. That was our last question. Thank you to Mr. Rafael Lugomensky and Slava Parpanas Orvat for sharing their knowledge with us. It was a pleasure for me, and I hope for everyone and the viewers. I also thank the viewers and the followers that have watched us, and I encourage them to keep following for upcoming events and publications. So. Thank you and goodbye.
Thank you, my pleasure.
Thank you very much. Have a nice evening. Thank you for having me. Bye.
Bye.